Hi, my name is Robert. This video is designed to give you step-by-step detailed instructions on completing the task at hand. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. In this video, I'm going to be replacing the left rear trailing arm. It goes from the frame of the car to this rear suspension. I got the part from Erie VoVo, and not to be confused with anybody located in Erie, PA, but this place is in Whitesburg, New York. Man, if you need parts that you can't find, I mean, if you can't make them your first stop, they get stuff to you quick. Prices are great. I've sent a lot of people here to get stuff like engines, transmissions, stuff like that, but they get these parts here. This is kind of an odd part, really difficult to find locally because this part rarely goes bad, so you rarely see this part in the salvage yard. But it's also hard to find parts to newer cars. This is a 2012, that's 12 years old. Stuff that's not that old normally don't show up in the salvage yard. So anyway, I got the part from them. Let's go through the process of getting it installed. Well, looky there. I got me a goodie bag from them as well. A nice hat, couple of t-shirts, magnets, always use those, poker chips, bottle opener, key holder, ink pen, stickers, again, magnets. Thank you guys. If you see this video, I appreciate it. Now, the reason I'm having to replace this trailing arm is this car was parked and someone hit it. You can see the body damage here. You can see the damage on the wheel. Hopefully it didn't bend the wheel, but they hit it at such force that it tweaked that trailing arm. And as you may notice, the alignment is off. This wheel's kind of leaning out a little bit, and when I try to drive it, it hops like a bunny. So we're going to get this thing replaced. In addition to your tire change tools, which is a wheel stop, jack stand, jack, lug nut wrench, stuff like that, these are the tools I used. I had a side cutters, wire cutters, 3/8 inch ratchet, 15 millimeter boxed in wrench, small sledgehammer, large flat tip screwdriver, a breaker bar, a T50 bit, an adapter to go from 3/8 to 1/2, a 6-inch extension for a 1/2 inch, the impact socket 15, a 3/8 3-inch extension, another one 10 millimeter, a union joint there, an adapter there, 13 millimeter socket, flashlight, gloves, pliers, needle nose pliers, torque wrench. Eye protection will be good too because you're under here. That's what you got going on. I do have some silicone grease that I greased the splines of the axle with. That should do it. First thing I did was broke all the lug nuts loose. Next, I'm gonna jack it up, put it on jack stands, and remove this wheel. So here's the part here, come from Erie. Man, this thing looks brand new. It's nice to get a part that's nice and clean. It's even got the hub in it, which should make it easier for me. Put the little sticker on it there. And I gotta get that out and this in. So let me get with it. Little bend in the heat shield there, but that shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna start out by taking this nut loose from the CV axle, removing the brake caliper and that stuff, taking the bracket off of that and removing that bolt. One thing you got to take in consideration when you're dealing with a wheel impact, whether it's somebody hit it, got into some kind of collision, or you slid into a curb or something, is if you jam this axle and messed up your rear suspension, your rear diff and stuff like that. Viscous coupling back there for your all-wheel drive system. So hopefully that didn't happen and it just bent this thing. So let me go ahead and get the rotor off and the rest of the stuff that I already mentioned. Time to start spraying some penetrant. I'm gonna spray that. Anything where a bolt's coming through this thing, I gotta get loose and transfer over, and then up under there should be 3 or 4 bolts. So let's get moving. That's a 15. That's a 15. I'm going to take those 2 out. I got the caliper bolts out. They were 15s. I got this bolt out the center of the hub. I believe that was a 13. And the bolt that was holding the rotor to the hub was a T50. So I got that out. I unplugged that wire going to the speed sensor. I undid the bolt holding this bracket on for the brake line and the wire harness bracket. I got a couple of the wires unclipped from the trailing arm there. And it seems like this is a 15. I'm not sure what this is, but I got to get it out of the other side because that side is welded to this part as it is there. So I got to go on the inside and get that bolt out. I think I'm going to get these bolts out up here before I do anything else that holds the front of that up, so that I don't put any crazy pressure on that. And hopefully none of this stuff is loaded, so when I take it loose, it doesn't spring out on me. But I'll let you know if it does. The leading edge, front edge of this trailing arm is tucked up under this splash guard, so it has several 10mm little screw nuts I need to get off of there to get this plastic splash guard off. I found 5 of those little thin metal tin nuts on those posts to get that down. Now I can see the front side of this thing, and I got a big bolt there, a little screw there that's holding this brake line bracket on there, and then I got a big bolt over here. They look like they might be 18, so let me spray that down, get that off first, the small one, and then work on these 2 big ones. I got those 2 big bolts out from up there and that little one. Next, I'm gonna get this one in from off of the bottom of the strut, and then I'm gonna make sure everything that's attached to it is no longer attached to it, and then I'm gonna pull this one out and this one out. So I'm gonna get that one out before I do that other stuff too. So I think I'm getting close. I tapped the CV axle in. I think I got everything loose. So I'm gonna grab this thing and maneuver it out of here, and hopefully I got all the wire and stuff loose from up there, and get it out of the way. Get this rotor off of it. It seems to be stuck to the hub, but I have a hub with my replacement. Then I'm going to compare them and install it. It was a little awkward maneuvering out of there. I have a bushing in there I didn't realize was in there, so I need to undo that. And then getting it maneuvered around these different links and arms and stuff like that was a little awkward, but here it is, it's out. Let me undo that, set them side by side, compare them, get this stuck rotor off of here, and put in the replacement. Couple whacks of a dead blow hammer and a little bit of PB Blaster, and it came off. I'm gonna put some grease in here on this one to try to avoid that from happening in the future when I replace those rotors. So this is the one that was on there, and this is the replacement. You can see how bent that thing was. So they should be pointing the same direction, but they're not. So that bend in there tweaked the alignment of the vehicle and caused it to hop. Having a heck of a time getting this Chinese jigsaw puzzle in. So what I decided to do was stick this top bolt in first. Now I'm gonna try to swing it in and attach the other points. So that bolt is in place. And let me see if I can get this other stuff maneuvered where it'll be attached. That seemed to work. So I had that bolt right there in. I swung it down. I got the CV axle started. I greased the spline so it'll slide in. Then I got that little tie rod in over there in, and I got this knuckle to the frame of the car there, that part of the suspension. Stuck a screwdriver in there, lined it up. Now I'm gonna drive that screw in. Then I'm gonna drive this screw in. Then I'm gonna drive this screw in. Then I'm gonna tighten them. I don't have a torque value. They're 15 millimeters, so I'm gonna try to tighten them to 45 foot-pounds. Hopefully that's enough. I had a hard time getting a few screws to line up. That one was tough getting lined up because this side of the hole was even. This side of the hole, the knuckle was up. The part was down. So I had to pull the front of the arm down to get that to line up. And then I got that one in. When I put this one in, I forgot to put that bracket in, so I had to take that back out, put that bracket in, and that's how that bracket should be loaded. I got the lines and the harnesses secure. Then I couldn't get the bottom bolt in the shock because the shock was higher. So I had to jack that up. I got that lined up now. So now I should be able to get that shock in there, get that bolt in. Now I gotta get this front piece lined up. It was too far forward, but now that it's jacked up, I'll see if it's backed up enough for me to get those bolts in. It looks like it is, so I may be good to go. Let me get this one in, and then get those two in, those 18s. Okay, folks, I am done. All I gotta do is make sure that the wheel's not bent. So I hooked this bolt on, forgot the bracket. I pivoted the assembly down, got the axle in there after I greased the splines. Got that bolt started there, got that bolt started there. I had to pivot the arm down to get them started because of the alignment of the holes in those parts. And then I had to jack this knuckle assembly up to get the strut on. Got that on. Then while that was jacked up, those bolts up there aligned, so put those two 18s in, and I put the hose in the front clip, got the harness and everything secured and pinned in here. Then I put the splash guard on, put the caliper on after I put the rotor on, T50 there, and got the caliper bolted back on, plugged in the sensor. I should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and install the wheel, get this thing off the jack stand, and take it for a test drive. That's it. I'm gonna mark time without knowing what I'm doing, and I'll put that time it took in the remark section. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I trust that you found some information that was either useful or entertaining, so go ahead and hit the like button. And if you would like notification of future videos that I post, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. You can follow me on other social media apps by looking for @RobertDIY. Some form of that should bring up the other channels that I have on places like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so forth. If for some reason you need some more personal help, go to my website at robertdiy.com and use the phone number that I have posted there to send me a text message, or you can email me. If you have questions or comments, please make a comment below. And if you'd like to make some kind of financial contribution to what I got going on here, go to my channel and hit the more link at the end of the introduction statement, and it'll show you different ways that you can support me financially. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.